to the Gossip Tea channel. My name is Sharita, and this is my lovely co-host Meeka.
Hello, everyone.
And today we will be dropping and serving some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. So we are back. We are about to catch up on 2 episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta. It won't be super long tonight, but we have to get into this tea, right, Meeka?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I am drinking water. My throat is dry and it is kind of late, and I have to work tomorrow. So, all right. So, anywho, let's get into episode 11 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cabin Fever. So let's go down. I took my notes, y'all. I got my notes and I have my receipts. So, okay, so this episode started off with Kenya and Marlo pretty much. Kenya showed up late to Marlo's house. Marlo wanted to talk to Kenya, have a one-on-one conversation. Kenya didn't want to talk to her. So Marlo felt some type of way pretty much. Like, you're coming into my house. This is my vacation. I planned this. And you don't want to talk about it. So you don't want to talk about our issues. How did you feel about that? Like, did you feel like Kenya should have talked to her at least since she came to her house? It's her vacation.
Absolutely not, because they have been going like nonstop, and I figure like this at this point, it's mute. Called her a liar, which is insulting, and I would not sit down with someone who constantly and called me names and a liar and talk about my marriage, my kids. Absolutely does as well.
Okay, well, I beg to differ. So my whole thing is it's still Marlo's trip. Like, you didn't have to come, Kenya. You didn't have to
Yes,
come.
she did, because it's her job. She did. She did. She had to
But see, I
show
think it
up.
would have been if it was Kenya and it was her trip and Marlo then talked to her as requested. I feel like Kenya would have did the same thing. Like, I feel like there's so much alike. I feel like Kenya would have did the same thing. Like, she would have been like, "No, you need to go. You don't want to talk to me." It's disrespectful.
I don't think
I
Kenya
don't
would
think Marlo was coming from an ill place. Like, I don't think she had ill intentions when she wanted to talk to Kenya.
No, she just wanted screen time.
Not screen talk, girl. She was like, she wanted to give her a gift. Remember the gift?
She
She
wanted
wanted to give Kenya. She wanted to
a
make
moment.
amends.
She wanted a moment, and Kenya.
But Kenya isn't the moment, even though she said so. Kenya, you're not the moment anymore, girl. I'm sorry. So, therefore, you're coming to my trip. This is my house. I had to do all the work to get us here. I feel like Kenya was being shady. I feel like Kenya is a little jelly because Marlo has a peach.
She's the shade assassin. Of course, she was being shady. For that, they've been butting heads and going at it. They can't even have a civil discussion. Like, you guys just get along, just to get along, just coexist in the group. That's how I feel. Like how they should calling, arguing, bickering. It's like it's never ending, and it takes away from the fun. They were having a really good time, and then when Kenya got there, it kind of sucked the air out the room because Marlo was just like, she doesn't come. If you don't stay here, you can't party. If you don't want to
right, but I get where Marlo was coming from. Why come if you don't want to participate in all the activities? Come to the mansion, be with the girl. Come to the cabin and be with the girls. That's how all the trips are.
She just didn't want to participate with Marlo. That's the rest of the girls.
Then Kenya shouldn't have came. She should have stayed home.
I disagree. She wanted to come and she wanted to be with her friends, just like Marlo was in.
But Kenya knows how to miss events when she wants to. You didn't want to miss out on this event. You can't stand Marlo, so why come? And then you come with negative energy. I'm staying in another cabin down the street. I don't know where my daughter is staying. My daughter might be coming.
You don't know where Brooklyn is at?
Come on now.
You don't know that was just that we talking. That's all.
So yeah, we have to agree to disagree. I feel like Kenya should have talked to Marlo. At least gave her a chance. Y'all don't have to be best friends, but try to be cordial on the trip. But of course, it's Real Housewives of Atlanta, so what would it be without any drama?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, you know what? If I was Marlo, I would have been like, showed up. If you want to go stay someplace else, I'll see you tomorrow for breakfast. That's it. We're not teenagers. We're all grown women. It's like, just go have fun. And if she feels uncomfortable in the cabin with everyone else, then fine. That's fine.
If it's my trip and I'm planning it, if it's my trip and I'm planning it and we're all on the show here, you need to participate. You need to be in the mansion with the girls. And you came, so take the heat. That's how I feel. You came. You knew you had issues with Marlo. Take the heat.
But what about when she was running? Marlo was chasing her, and you saw the production running behind them. She in a game, laughing with her mechanical laugh, running from Marlo. It's like it was hysterical. It's like she wasn't taking Marlo
when she was running behind her. Yeah.
When they were like, "Can we talk? Can we talk?" and she started chasing her around.
Yes.
I just want
so Kenya acts as if she wants to play cat and mouse. Yes, girl, I want to talk to you. You knew I wanted to talk to you, so let me get on your level, girl. Let me be immature just like you. Let me get on your level. So let me go chase you around like we kids. Because clearly you want some attention.
And then she didn't want to speak to Marlo by herself. She said, why can't we just speak in a group setting? Like, I mean,
with everybody else's opinions, everybody else's mouths. How come we can't talk like grown women by ourselves? Like, she acts as if Marlo is violent. She portrays Marlo as this violent felon. If you really are scared of Marlo, while she keeps talking about ex, I'm an icon, you're an ex-con, whack. First of all, if you so afraid of Marlo, why are you on the show with her?
That was not nice. I'm an icon. You're right.
Girl, icon where? Icon for what? Icon for what, Kenya? What are you iconic for? Twirling? Renting a man allegedly every season? Oh, my whole thing is, if you're that scared of her, then don't be on the show.
I don't think she's afraid of her.
Well, that's what she was portraying. Like, she keeps saying it. Your girl keeps saying it. She keeps bringing it up, and it's like, girl.
Or giving each other the low blows. Like every other sentence, Marlo is talking about Kenya can't keep a man. You like all like. It's just so
they
silly.
Come for each other. They come for each other.
Juggler. And I'm like,
I mean, is there any lies to that? I mean,
and then I'm concerned about everyone else. Everyone is just trying to have a good time, but you got these two big personalities, just things, the fun.
There's no fun without a conversation.
Everyone else like Sanya trying to like what's going on with Sanya? Like why would
let's move on to that tea. Let's move on to the Sanya tea. So that's next. So Sanya was talking to Kenya about how Marlo's been feeling about her boys and what she did with the boys. And then, of course, Kenya had her 2 cents on the situation, talking about abandonment. And Kenya said she had her own abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So then Sanya, being the new bone collector or peacemaker, I don't know which one it is.
She was not keeping the peace. Absolutely not. She was not, even though it appears that way, because she go to Sheree first and say, hey, I have something I want to take to Marlo. Can we go? It was totally unnecessary. You were not keeping the peace. You were being messy. You were being. All you had to say is that I talked to Kenya. I asked her to come and speak to you, and she declined. About your nephews, like that's just too much. Like that's hurtful, and Kenya said it. Like why would you
So
bring
you
that
don't
to
think
back?
Sanya should have told Marlo?
That's just kind of like talk about my nephew or kids in my family. We're gonna have a problem.
Absolutely. So
I thought it was
you don't think
inappropriate
that
for
Sanya should have told Marlo what Kenya said about her thoughts about Marlo's boys and her, giving them up for 30 days? You don't feel like Sanya
exactly.
should have repeated it?
Absolutely not, because that wasn't the issue that they were with. It had nothing to do with the kids. Kenya was just talking. She was just like keep the kids out of it because we don't want anyone talking about baby Brooklyn. No one. She's out of it. What her relationship with her nephews is her business, even though she's her using them as a storyline because they're two kids, and that's like I don't think that like they're gonna watch this forever. You don't want anyone to think they're delinquent little boy. No, I don't like that at all, and I don't
Okay.
even think Marlo should be like every other scene is like, oh, he punched. How many times you gonna tell us baby boy punched a hole in the wall and washed their clothes? They didn't make their bed. It's like okay, we get it. They're teenagers.
Okay, so my thoughts. Where do I start? So Sanya, Bone Collector, Peacemaker. Okay, so I felt like Sanya was being a bone collector, but by default. I don't think that she had ill intentions when she told Marlo about the conversation she had with Kenya about her boys. I felt like Sanya kind of just wanted to let Marlo know where Kenya head was about the whole abandonment thing, her own trauma that she experienced, and she wanted to tell Marlo, like, hey, this is how Kenya's feeling about you giving up your boys for 30 days. Now,
I don't think it was her.
I felt like Sanya felt like it was wrong what Kenya had said about the boys. I think she felt like Kenya took it a little bit too far. And yes, she did tell Marlo, but I don't feel like she came with ill intention. I think it just came off that way because it could have been handled differently. Like maybe, did she have to tell Marlo on the trip? No. She didn't have to tell Marlo that on the trip. I feel like you should have told Marlo that maybe when they got back home to Atlanta. You didn't have to tell her that on the trip. There's already tension and issues with Marlo and Kenya.
Exactly.
So you're adding fuel to the fire, Sanya. Even though you thought you was doing your due diligence.
And why couldn't she just say, Kenya, let's keep the kids out of it? I don't think we should be sitting. That would have ended the discussion right then and there, and it would have went no further. Like,
I forgot how that conversation even came up.
Because Kenya was she was like, just totally cares about you. She was sincere what she said at dinner, and Kenya was like, I don't think so. That's when Kenya should have said, let's not talk about the boys.
Yeah, that's not, because you guys don't get along. So anything Kenya says about Marlo is not going to be, in a positive manner.
At all.
It's not, because she's not at feeling all. Marlo. So
then you should have said, let's not talk about the boys. That's not what this
is
about.
About it. It could have been now.
We want you, or she felt like she said, we're here to support Marlo. Let's talk about that. Like keep the kids out. That would have been like the end of it.
Right, that would have dead it. Right.
Say to that. No. I'm not finished talking about the boys. Like no. But I guess somebody had to bring back the tea. And
had to bring back the tea. And then you see how she got Sheree involved.
Fashion, so.
And did you see how she got Sheree involved? Sheree was minding her business, cooking her bacon.
Her.
I'm like, see, You doing too much, Sanya. You,
She
you didn't have to
should
get Sheree involved. It didn't even have to be brought up at the cabin. Like,
collect it. Is they don't need any backup. They don't need a plus one. You go, you spill the tea, ever they want to do with it. Then you go wash your hands. That's what a bone collector do. You don't like, I need
yeah.
her. No.
She thought she was
Rookie.
peacemaking, but really she was bone
Exactly.
collecting by default. I don't know. Saying don't really, I don't know, saying yeah. So, anywho, moving on from that one. Now, the driveway, the 2 hour driveway fiasco with
I would have
Marlo and
literally,
Kenya.
I would have literally got in the car and said, "Driver, let's go." Stones or whatever we picking apples. I don't even know. We leaving them here. Like, let's go. Ridiculous. Like they were
Well,
behaving like children. I would have totally been like, "Oh, you can't go. Watch me." I would have been like, watch me get in this car and sit down and wait for everyone else to get it
so
together
you
because
would have did what Kenya
I
did.
oh,
So you would have did what Kenya did
absolutely
and proceeded to go, even though you're not really
exactly.
wanted, and you disrespected the host by not talking to her, having a conversation, talking about the
I don't think
boys.
in her. I just believe they just don't get along, and you can't vent. Like,
Okay, well, no,
stop it.
Kenya, I'm sorry, I'm too petty. I'm on a level of petty where this is my trip. You disrespecting me, Kenya. You gotta go. I don't want your negative energy, bad attitude. You don't like me, so why are you on my trip? You came to be
Because
the sour apple. That's what she came to be on purpose.
she did suck the energy out the room because every woman's having a good time drinking, eating, having fun, playing little games with each other. And then Kenya came, they were just waiting for something
Exactly. It was
to
like
pop.
a big,
They were
like
waiting for
dark
something to
cloud
pop off.
when she came.
Yeah.
It was a big dark cloud. I don't know, but like I told you, they're a lot alike. So who stays in the driveway for 2 hours arguing about the same thing? Y'all not getting nowhere.
Not
They're
me.
both alike. They're crazy. They're both crazy.
Go. Let's go. We're gonna
But
leave them here
hey,
and let those.
but see, I think that Marlo tried to pull a power move. This is my trip, so you can leave. She wanted Kenya to exit left, but I think it was more of a production thing. I think maybe production didn't want Kenya to leave, and
Of course
Kenya
not.
knew that. Like, no, I have to be a
From what
part of the
I
trip.
understand, if you don't show up or taping, you don't get paid. So I would have been like, Marlo, you can kiss the blackest part of my ass. This on this trip. So
Okay,
if
so maybe
we don't
that's
want
what it
you,
was.
yeah,
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she wasn't gonna
absolutely.
get paid because I'm like Kenya, baby. If somebody don't want me there and they're in this driveway for 2 hours and they don't want me there, I would have been gone. So maybe Kenya, maybe she wanted the coin. So because
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have made myself look that like a fool like that. If Marlo don't really want me there, no, I would have
He
been
even told
gone.
the driver, she's not welcome. Do not let her in the car. I was like,
Yeah, if she would, because it was for 2 hours. Even Candy got upset. Everybody was getting agitated around them. Oh my god! And then let's get into the whole Fatum and Drew. That whole situation from Kenya and Marlo turned into Drew and Fatum.
and again,
How?
like, what's up,
When did she start barking
Clinton?
at Fatum?
I think Platoon showed up. Platoon, is that how you So she looked like she was a little tipsy, like she was drinking before she got there. Cause I don't know, and she just like
Fatum?
swore.
But
Yeah, this was before. Yes, this was before she just like went out and told me she attacked me. I'm like, did I miss something? I'm like, did I miss? Just got out, just started cursing and yelling at her, and then she started black dog. I was just like, oh my God, how old are these women?
Well, let's take it back. Let's take it back. So it all started because they decided that Kenya was gonna come along because Kenya wanted the coin, so they wanted separate cars.
Yes.
Now Drew said, "Hey, well, Fatum can't ride with us or something like that. Like she can't. I don't want to ride with her." So then her and Fatum got into it. And Drew feels some type of way. Now I feel like Drew does have a right to feel some type of way. Why you guys keep bringing Fatum around? She's talking about my husband, my finances, and my alias names.
Yes, like that's sense.
I feel like Drew has a point. Why y'all keep bringing her around?
And it's not. That's her friend. And she's like,
this Sheree's
like
friend.
Her,
yeah.
Like, she's, she did this on her own. I'm like, no, she did. It did not. She's your mouthpiece. She's like your little minion or lap dog. Come on.
And that's exactly why Drew started barking, because that's her lap dog.
Yeah.
You speak your lap dog on Drew all the time. It's like, how come this just can't come from you, Sheree? I don't understand, Sheree.
Exactly.
Why do you have to get your lap dog?
Exactly.
Your fake spiritual lady.
Exactly.
On Drew. I don't understand it.
Like, I know, and I'm like, they think that Drew is the weakest link, and I don't know why people keep
They do.
For her.
They do.
Girl,
I feel like they kind of bully Drew in a way.
Yeah, I mean, she holds. It's just like, just slap one of these bitches and get it over with. Let them show them who you are.
Drew coming with the smoke though. She coming with the smoke. Drew is proving like, hey, good. I'm not the one to be played with. I am a little cuckoo.
Good.
She's a little cuckoo. Now, Fatum is cuckoo too. Because why did Fatum want Drew not to get up from her when they were what is it called? Gemstoning or something? Something with gems, honey. I don't know. But she didn't want her to get up from her. She's like, come back. Why? What? I didn't understand that part.
She was drunk.
You think she was drunk?
Nothing she said made sense.
No.
Nothing.
I agree.
Something we're not seeing something, but I'm like, what is she talking about? And why is she talking? Like, why are you talking? Like,
why are you there, Fatum?
Exactly.
What is your purpose?
To be her Sheree's lapdog.
Now, if you want to take it all the way back, it all started because Drew repeated something that Sheree's former personal assistant said to her, and Drew repeated it to the girls, and then it just escalated from there.
Yes.
It just went so left.
Now, instead of Drew about it and saying everything she wanted to say, she brought her friend to do the work. And she said, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. No, you brought your friend to say it. That's what you did.
Exactly. So Sheree is not innocent. She knows exactly what's going on. She knows what Fatum is doing. They're having these conversations on the phone or in person, whatever, and they're talking about exactly what they're trying to do to Drew. It's all shade and a lot of tea. All right. So now, this is a good one for you. Now, Marlo, Marlo is so dramatic. She's a drama queen.
Yes.
Now, before she kicked the girls out, she had a whole moment to herself where she said, did I really make a bad decision by inviting Kenya? So, do you feel like Marlo made a bad decision by inviting Kenya? And Kenya took the invitation and came. So do you feel like Marlo should have just never invited Kenya to begin with, and then it would have never happened?
No, I don't think she had a choice. It's a cast trip. Everybody's invited.
Well, she made it seem like it was a choice. Like I didn't have to invite her.
Because she's G also made it seem like she paid for everything. And we don't know what how Bravo do.
Well, I feel like Marlo, if it was not forced, I feel like Marlo did make a bad decision by inviting her, but it was an intelligent and classy decision to invite her, even though you guys don't get along, you guys aren't really cordial. Hey, I'm still going to extend the olive branch for you to come on this trip that I'm planning. I feel like Marlo wants to be in good with Kenya. She does like Kenya. When they're good, they're good. And I feel like she does like that. And I feel like Kenya does too. But they just can't get along.
She seemed like she's obsessed with Kenya. Like,
no. I don't know. Obsessed with what? You're obsessed with what?
It's like enough already.
No.
Like, let's talk about something.
I don't think it's a single black female situation. I don't think it's that. No.
She's giving me some. It was like, all right.
I think she really does like Kenya.
Do it. Talk then do. It's like, okay, toodles.
But I think she did. I don't think she made a bad decision by inviting her. I just feel like Kenya came with that bad energy. Like, hey, I'm saying that she started it. Look, I know I probably sound immature, but she started it, Kenya. Talking about, I'm going to stay at the house down the street around the corner. Take another turn. That's my house where I'll be staying.
She was, and she know that she would, that Marlo isn't that bright enough to just ignore her. Like,
bright, girl,
don't bite you. I would have been like, deuces, have fun, watch.
No, Marlo, she stood her ground. Marlo, you stood your ground, girl. Keep standing your ground. When Kenya tried to dismiss her at that table when she arrived finally to the party at the cabin, no, honey. First of all, you're not going to be doing anything, enjoying any of this experience if you're not doing it my way. This is my trip. So, therefore, you can hit the road, Jack, and you don't got to come back no more.
I really did like the conversation when she was like, I'm looking up to you. You're this, you're that. And Kenya was just like, I was like, come on, Kenya, do better. They're like, sit up there and be like,
Kenya couldn't do any better because Kenya knew she was wrong. Like, you came with the smoke. You knew that was going to trigger Marlo. You know her trigger point. Yes. So, girl. All right. Marlo, the kick out at the end. So before all of that, Marlo's trying to have a conversation with the girls, letting them know, hey, this is not going right. I just feel like it's negative energy, negative vibes, blah, blah, blah. But before all of that, before she actually came to a close and kick all their asses out, what about the whole part about Drew throwing the bone at Fatum?
Oh,
I said, girl, where did this bone come from? You don't even have a dog, so
exactly. Like Drew. You know how much send the puppy dogs to me, the bones. It's just so like
I was so done.
You said she's a lap dog. You should have just left it at that. Eats at her. Like, what was I just?
But when Drew did that, Drew said, "I'm an actress. I keep my props." And then when she did that was Fatum was real like quiet, like she was in shock. Like, no, this girl did not just throw a bone at me.
She was drunk. She was feeling no pain. She was probably like, "What's going on? What was that? Huh?"
Oh, no, she looked at that bone and was like, "Girl, you really tried it. You definitely tried it." And then Drew started barking again. I can't with Drew. I can't now.
I was like, stop it enough. And then when Marlo kicked him out, she said, "What was wrong with Fatum? What was wrong with her?" And remember when Ashby was at the door and Fatum was trying to get in? She said, "Get out, go. We're all leaving."
Yes.
So even Marlo was like, lady, she was off her rocker. And it was
Can
not a
you
good
turn
look.
your volume up just a little bit? Are you able to turn it
Uh,
up? Hope it
let's
don't mess it
see.
up.
That better?
We'll see. So with the whole thing, after all of that, the dog barking, bone throwing, all of that, was Marlo right to kick the girls out? Because that was even negative. The whole Drew and Fatum situation, and Marlo is actually trying to have a heartfelt conversation with the girls, like about how she's feeling, and that added,
Yeah.
the fuel. So, do you feel like Marlo should have just kicked everybody out and just called it
Everybody
deuces?
to go from like day 2. Okay, I was just had enough of the bickering, the or her and Kenya going back and forth and insulting each other, and I was just like, him in Atlanta and see like do something else, like maybe we can see some and venues and food restaurants, something. I was over it. So this party is over. I was like, thank you.
Well,
What's
Marlo
next?
tried. She did try.
Yeah.
Kenya came and messed that all up. She did try. I do give Marlo kudos for trying. A for effort with these
And I
girls.
think
They
like
are
she
a
kept
tough
whining
group.
way too much. Like, it's about me. It's about me. I'm stressed out.
It was
I
about
want
her
to
because
come
she
here.
really planned the trip but it was about her really because she planned the trip because she was having, a lot of stress with the boys and
I
she
know.
wanted it
I
to be a good trip. So,
I understand it, but you don't have to remind us like every 5 minutes. Like, your trip, you are stressed
but
out.
come on now, Marlo got that peach and she like, oh, I'm able to plan a trip with my peach. So
Yes.
you can tell Marlo nothing. Like I'm actually planning a trip and I have a peach.
Like, I was actually counting like how when she kept saying my trip, I was like, 1, my trip, 2, 3. I said, you're gonna remind us, girl. We know it's your trip. Let's move on.
It was her
You're
trip.
sad.
It
Let's
was her
get
trip.
over it.
So Marlo can
It was
gloat
her.
and and be happy about that. And it was her trip. It was her trip. But the kick out thing, I mean, wasn't it kind of late at night though, Marlo? I mean, you couldn't wait till the morning.
She gotta go. She's like, I need my rest, my peace. I'm tired. She said,
It was a little weird.
yeah, she said the last straw was Drew and Parker.
She
That's why I
said
was
the
like,
what?
no, no, this party is over. We gotta go home. Everybody
Yeah,
gotta
the
go
party is over.
home.
And I'm like, dang, Marlo, the party can at least been over in the morning. I mean, now Marlo, I am a fan of Marlo, but
And did you
the
see
whole
Kenya get up?
issue, the whole issue is because you kicked out the boys, and then the show ended with you kicking out the girls. So it's kind of like, girl, is this your pattern? Is this what you do?
This is she was true to form. She was true to form. She said when she had to kick him out. The girl stressed her out. Y'all got cars. Y'all gotta go
Y'all
home.
gotta
As
go.
y'all don't got to go home.
So that is the conclusion, our conclusion
That
of episode
that's
11,
a
Cabin
great point.
Fever. Kick out should have been name of this
Yes,
episode, the kick out,
that's a great point.
because at the end of the day, how it all started is how it ended,
Yes.
being kicked out. All right, moving along. So this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm changing notebooks, y'all. This one over here. Um, so episode 12, the opener. So Marlo's boys, Michael and William, is staying with her sister, but she was talking to, I think it was Sheree, about how the boys are just doing whatever they want to do at the sister's house now. They're not keeping up with their hygiene. They're being on the computer all day playing video games. So I guess Marlo is now rethinking her decision about sending her boys with the sister. Now I have my own thoughts about that, but what are your thoughts about the whole sister situation with her boys staying with the sister, and now they're just no structure at all? It's even
Well,
worse.
yes, it's, if I remember research correctly, and I'm not sure. I think she said her sister was a single mom. Did she say that?
A
I
single
I know
mom.
she definitely, yes, with four toddlers. That's what she said.
Yes, yes.
So
I believe she
why
said
would
four
you?
toddlers. I know she has toddlers for sure. It's a full house.
Yeah. So why would you send two teenagers over there when she said a single mom, and she also works full time, and then she has young kids. That's
Mm.
a lot of work. And then another thing she said last week that made me pause when she was talking to Marla on the phone. She said you can't speak to them like say like did she curse out the boys? She said you can't talk to them any kind of way like that. She said, you got to speak to them. So I'm thinking, are they misbehaving because of their and they miss her, and after that one phone call when they couldn't visit her,
Right.
where they feel is Marlo verbally abusive and they're acting out. Like I was wanted them to follow up with what the sister did.
You said Marlo verbally abusing them.
The kid
I don't.
said something like, "Oh, you can't speak to them like that. Like you can't. You gotta be." I can't remember, but it just made me pause and like, what exactly did you say to these kids that you not speak to them like that? I
Okay.
don't know.
So let me digest all of this. Marlo, first of all, sending your kids, your boys, your nephews, sons with your sister, she already has a full house. I felt like that was a bad decision. I felt like you should have saw that coming. She doesn't have time to look over everybody in the house, especially their teenage boys. So, she has toddlers and younger children in her household. So the boys are just going to be kind of fending for themselves for a little bit. They may
Mm.
be getting fed and, have a roof over their head. But when
Yes.
you have other little children in the household, the
Yeah,
boys are
they're
just
not
going
getting
to be kind of
food.
pushed to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like,
they gonna be like a piece of furniture. Like,
yes, I don't feel like that was a good decision. I feel like Marlo should have stuck it out. I feel like Marlo, when she gets stressed, she likes to. I'm seeing that she likes to run and hide when she gets stressed out and say, "I can't do it anymore. I can't take it." But this is a different situation. You're dealing with, children, and they're
who were
already
already
being.
abandoned by their mom, and now they're in, and now they're with their other
It's just a
aunt.
lot going on.
It's just like saying, "Oh,
I
my
feel
daughter
like
just
Marlo
go
should have just went
door.
to
You got to go."
therapy from the gate. She should have went to therapy with the boys from the gate.
Yes,
And going back to her disciplining them, I think Marlo, she said, like, I want to make sure that they're dressed well for school, but everything else seems to be not structured in our house. Like the boys' room was a mess. It's like, how you did not know that their room was a mess? You don't do perimeter checks.
exactly.
So I
Yeah,
feel like
that
Marlo
that
should just have some coaching. Because Marlo likes to live this fabulous lifestyle. It's just her, kind of selfish in her own way, which is fine. You're single, you can do you. But now you have these boys. So now you have to be a little bit more like considerate of them. And they come first, not you.
yeah,
Not you.
yes,
So
yes.
but see, he punched a hole in her wall and all of that. So I get Marlo's frustrations and how she's upset about that. I don't think she's verbally abusive. I think she
I
just.
hope not. What her sister meant by that statement. That's all.
Oh, her sister said that statement. Okay, I thought that was your
Yeah, no,
opinion.
her sister said you can't speak to them like
Oh, she
that.
said their mom was verbally abusive. The mom would call them all kind of names.
Oh, I thought she was referring to Marlo. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she said
Then
the
I'm
mother
sorry.
was something else. Their mom and Marlo was like, yeah. I get that from my mom, not communicating properly when I get upset. It may not come off well.
Okay.
So Marlo said she has to work on that. So I don't know what she's telling
Okay.
those boys, but all I know is I feel like some coaching needs to be had, pretty much.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you just can't discard
because
your
I
kids
mean,
that way. They're not even do that to my dog. Like, oh my God, he's too much, and he pissed on the floor. He gotta go. No, absolutely not. And you damn sure can't do that with your kids. No.
right, right. And then do I think it's part of her storyline? Absolutely. I
Oh,
feel
absolutely.
like a lot of them they need storyline.
Getting.
So, but was this I think Marlo, this is reaching. I feel like a lot of people don't agree with you wanting to have your freedom for 30 days and the boys being away from you for 30 days. Like, because that's not real life, like
No,
you said with your dog.
absolutely.
You can't just throw your dog away for 30 days and be like, come back home and
Exactly.
expect everything to be okay.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't agree with that,
Absolutely.
Marlo. But we shall move on. Sanya, her Sanya in her Jamaica trip. Oh wait, okay, so Sanya goes, calls Kenya. Now, I'm planning a Jamaica trip and it's going to be a couples trip, okay? A couples trip. I'm just letting you know to make sure you understand it's a couples trip. Now, Kenya felt
She said.
like
She
she was
said, "Let
condescending.
me be clear." And I was like, that even bothered me.
That's what she
I
said.
said,
Let me be clear. Let me
yeah.
be, girl. Look, I'm gonna have a whole little situation over here. Let me be clear. It's a couples trip.
Yes.
I
So
kind of
what?
felt Kenya
How
on
we
that.
know? Yeah, like she's getting a divorce, and Phil, like, am I not invited because I don't have a man right now? I'm still married and I'm getting divorced, so I can't bring my husband. So I would have been like, bitch, bye. I'd be like,
So
no.
you agree? So you felt like Senya was being insensitive to Kenya. You do agree with that,
I don't think she did it on purpose.
right? I
I
don't
think
think
she just wasn't
that's the thing
thinking.
with Senya. I don't think she's doing it on purpose. It's just coming off that way. It's
Yeah, I don't
just
think she meant to insult her on purpose. She just was like, call girls here, let me call Kenya, da 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 da.
because she did say
Kenya
you
was
could
like,
bring
girl, bye.
anybody, but I felt like she should have said that from the gate.
She even didn't give her the chance to say that. Kenya was just,
No, she
she was just a
didn't.
couple. Let me be clear. Kenya did. Boop. She
Yeah,
didn't even
she
give her
hung
the
up
chance
on
to
Miss
say
Sanya.
you can bring a friend, you can bring your dog, or what happened last scene, you can bring your luggage. Like, I don't care. Like,
Right. So,
I think
but I
she was
felt like why Osanya kept letting Kenya know, let me be clear. She should have been saying, but hey, you can bring anyone you want to. It does not have to be
yeah,
a man.
yeah, you can bring a friend, your
You
cousin,
can
your
bring a
aunt.
friend. Like she should have
You
said that a little quicker than you can't say it after the fact. Like, let me be clear, it's a couple trip. You should have said that from the beginning. And then I feel like Kenya would have been a little bit more understanding. Um, but Kenya wasn't trying to hear it, girl, and she hung up on her. And I was
co-sign.
like,
I
wow.
co-signed it. I would have hung up too. I would have been like, what?
But see, that's what it goes back to Kenya and Marlo being kind of the same.
You gotta kill
When they don't
her
want to
with
deal with the
either.
situation, they hang up, they kick people out. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't say they're the same. I like being Nene
They
Porter.
have a lot of the same characteristics, a lot of similarities.
Oh my goodness. And what else?
Don't be trying to think of nothing because Kenya she didn't have to hang up on that girl like that. That was savage. Savage.
I literally was just like,
I was literally like, I was
Yes.
like this at the TV, like, what? She really hung up on Sanya?
Yes.
Like, wow, would you hang up on Candy like that? Would you hang up on
No.
Sheree like that? I mean, are you just doing this because of Sanya? You
Remember
know,
when they
Kenya
were
don't like new people, really.
the cabin and Sanya was trying to tell Kenya, just go talk to Marlo. She has a gift for you. And she said, yeah, she said, you should be happy you're here. As she was walking away, I'm like, she not. She was like, girl, get the. Yeah, she said, you should be happy you're here. Don't be telling me to go talk to. I'm not ready. I was like, oh
She
Lord.
told Sanya that she should be happy that she's there.
She sure did.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I wrote that down last week. I don't have my notes, but she said, what?
Ooh, wait. Other words, like you should be happy that you're on the show.
Pretty. I took it as that.
Okay, well, Kenya hung up on her.
And she should.
I feel like Kenya is definitely. I feel like she, like I said, she's not really good with new people anyway. And she feels like Sanya and Marlo have a good relationship. I feel like it was more deeper than that. Like you're hanging up on her just because she said, "Well, let me be clear, it's a couple's trip." Then you trying to make it seem like she was coming at you, and you know, and you felt some type
I
of
mean, you can see
way.
that. I felt someone that's single or getting a divorce. It's a couple trip. So, and you said, "Let me be clear," like two
She should
times.
have.
What does that mean? If she would have started off like where you can bring anybody you want because we want it to be
She should have
couples.
started it off
When we
that
can't,
way.
when we partner up, when we do the buddy system, whatever. She should have started something like that. Trip. It's a couple trip, and let me be clear, it's a couple trip. In case you didn't hear me the
Right.
first 3 times, I would have been like, "Bitch, bye," too.
Oh my gosh. Kenya
Yeah.
Moore. All right. So what's next? Marlo went to parent coaching
With the
about Michael and
guy.
William. I feel like it's becoming redundant. You know, we get it now. You guys need some counseling, some coaching, some therapy. I don't really have much to say about this.
I wish he
I
would
agree
discuss
with the
some of the great
therapist.
things about, like, that the kids are doing. Like, why is every scene when you're talking about them, it's like, like negative, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna see this one day, and they're like,
Would you
my
say she was
auntie
talking
actually.
about the boys negative in the negative way?
Yeah, she was repeating the same thing she said. I went to New York. He posed. They're not bathing at my sister's house. You get it. And
Right.
even
But
the Christian doctor said that they're teenage boys. They need discipline.
okay, but my whole thing is they do need to have good hygiene and things like that.
Yeah, you're on pause. Hello?